Yeah, we'll probably get in some evening streams for Underlords at some point, too. It's nice that we can play 7 people at once, which is sweet. All right, Grixis Aristocrats here. So this build has some nice parallels to the red-black Aristocrats deck that I've played a lot of before. It's got a splash for Spell Pierce and Nicol Bolas in the main deck here, as well as negates in the sideboard. One thing that this build has elected to do is move Legion Warboss into the main deck, which I think is fine. There's a lot of Esper right now, so I think main deck Legion Warboss is probably fine. We've also got Moment of Cravings, and then some Lava Coils and Tibalts, and another Nicol Bolas in the sideboard. So let's go ahead and dive on into some matches and see how this feels. So like I said, the core of this deck is very similar to the red-black Aristocrats deck that I like, with a small amount of blue cards that are nice. And yeah, Underlords is out for everybody. It's on Windows, Linux, and OS X via Steam, and it's on Android and iOS in the app stores for those operating systems. Did I say Overlords? I meant Underlords. Underlords is an auto chest variation, auto battler, whatever you want to call it. Hey, Storm Breath Dragon, thanks for the 4 months. And Zane, welcome. Thanks for the brand new Prime support. Hope you're having a good one. Well, I'm glad they've been that, because I'm not really sure how I beat a 6/6. Hopefully they play a Domri this turn and I get to Spell Pierce it. I like this card as a magic card. It's a fun one to cast. Alright, go to 13. I'm an old man who has to Google auto chess to see if I need to tell it to get off my lawn. God bless. Now, this is worth noting that this is a matchup where if I didn't have the Spell Pierce in my deck, I'd be better off, right? It'll be an easy swap out for Lava Coil. This is also a matchup where Legion Warboss isn't particularly good. I would like to Pierce Colossus. The best way I can describe an auto battler, if you haven't played one before, is it's kind of like if a deck building game was combined with a multiplayer tower defense game. So they're missing land drops. I think that means I want to sack like 3 lands here. Is sacrificing 3 lands too aggressive? I feel like it's not. Like, I have 2 lands in my hand. And I think I'd rather have Firebrand. Actually, a question is, do I want to have Firebrand kill their elves, or do I want to draw a card with it? Thank you for explaining this using terms I also need to Google. Fair. Fair. I think I want to do this. Yeah, they've missed their 4th land drop for 2 turns in a row, so I think killing the elf is right. It's a pretty easy block for me. If they kill this, we'll just tuck it back in. If they Colossus here, we trade 2 for 2. Oh, we don't trade. I'm dumb. I'm dumb. This isn't a 6/6. It's a 5/6. Yikes. Alright, I might be in trouble. I think I still have to block there, but we're in trouble instead of being okay. I mean, we're not in a good spot, but we're not dead on board either. So dead to burn spells and pump spells, but otherwise maybe okay. Wow, that is a lot of Collision Colossus. That's a lot of Collision Colossus. Definitely want these. Don't want these Spell Pierces. Legion Warboss is pretty mediocre here, too. I think I'll take my extra Bolas and maybe a couple of Moment of Cravings here. This seems fine. You're playing any of the special event game types. In Arena? No, I have not. Alright, this is a solid curve. Yeah, the people in chat commenting that Dreadhorde Butcher was required to kill us there, you're correct. Because their other remaining Spellbreaker gave them hexproof. Yeah, that is something worth noting. Like, we talked about this versus the red-black build, and like, our mana base has not been kind to us in these games. Oh, yeah, that's true. Dreadhorde could have targeted my Fiend, and then my Fiend would have done 1 to me, but that's still lethal, right? Someone asked if I'm a fan of things like Singleton in general. I'm really not. My favorite part about playing Constructed is working on decks long-term and, like, tuning them and stuff. And you just don't get to do that in formats that, like, quickly rotate out, basically. This sequencing is really good for me here. Hate to kill both their guys. Yep, black-red Aristocrats, pretty okay. Yeah, the Grixis part of this deck that we're playing today is for Spell Pierce and Nicol Bolas. You can always type ! deck in chat to get a direct link to the deck list. There's also the overlay floating on your screen, or at least there should be. There's Negates in the sideboard too, that's true. Negate's like Spell Pierce adjacent though. You guys want to go ahead and kill this? It might be more correct here to go Gutterbones Footlight there, and then go Moment plus second Gutterbones next turn, I could see. How's the day going so far? It's going alright. The Thief deck we played to start today was kind of medium. Mono Black Control was fun against not Esper, and this deck's been a good time so far. Hey, Greater, thanks for the 3-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Your thoughts on Gleaming Overseer in this? It might be okay. I don't know. The problem is that, like, three mana cards are, like, kind of a premium. Like, we have a lot of different 3 mana things in this archetype. So I'm not sure that I love jamming more 3 mana things in the deck. Hit you for 7. Oh, I shouldn't, my sequencing was bad here now. Okay, they're blocking here. I should have waited to play my land drop till post-combat, because if they traded with the Gutterbones, I'd have been able to shock it in and bring it back. Thoughts on Modern right now. The one thing I would really like to stress from Modern is that even though we've had a few tournaments on Magic Online, we haven't realistically had enough big tournaments to really dictate what we know from the format. The important thing to remember from things like the important thing to remember from various deck list dumps from Moto that are non-events is that they're artificially diverse. So my answer would be we don't really know what it looks like. It's modern, so play what you like and follow your heart is probably reasonable advice. Sure. Blood Crypt Fiend, Tapped Land Fiend, Judith have 2 Forked Bolts. I will say I've enjoyed a lot of the last few Modern Leagues we've played. Playing good decks in Modern is fun. We had good runs with, in the last 2 days alone, we've played Hardened Scales, Jund, and Jeskai Tempo, all to like. Pretty good results. Did you play an Arcanist in Jund? We did not. We played a couple of Wrens, and he was really terrible. Arcanist sounds like it could be okay. Oh, that was a good draw. And by good draw, I mean probably the best draw in our deck. Dear opponent, please don't main deck cry me. Please don't main deck cry me. We played Hagak once or twice now. I believe our first Hagak was a 4-1 and our second one was a 3-2. It's fine. It's one of the many linear busted things you can do in Modern. Land Ritual, we do 3 to them. Yep, our Dreadhorde Butcher notably no longer dies to cry, so Ritualist, that's the card we're worried about at this point. It's a shame we didn't have a Judith when that happened. They're taking 4 extra. She's dead. Jim, you've killed her. Alright, well, any land lets us cast Nick next turn. Well, that's good enough. Good enough for me. Good enough. Good enough for me. Is this a Tibalt matchup? I feel like it might be. Let's put the Negates in too. If there's a matchup for counterspells, this seems like it. Yeah. Sets release on Arena well before paper. One week from today we'll have the new set. The sand is not amazing, but it's fine. I don't as of yet, Garden Variety Troll. Rough ideas are I want to update Blue-Black Pirates, and I want to do something with the 4-mana Flash Wolf, but I don't have any actual deck list written down yet. The downside to both of those things is they're probably pretty bad against Esper. So that's just like kind of the story of the format. Play sweet thing, except that you're pretty bad against Esper. Deck, since the full spoiler went up today, deck submissions are, what makes it better than Grixis Pirates? Well, what is Grixis Pirates? So, like, again, when you ask a question like that, you're like, well, why is it better than this other thing? This other thing you're asking about isn't a thing either. So, like, sell me on it. Instead of me telling you why Blue-Black Pirates is better than Grixis, tell me why Grixis is better than Blue-Black. Like, what is it doing? How did Modern decks go this morning? Jeskai Tempo was really good for a second time in a row. The Red-Green's Lands deck was hot garbage. Hey, Gundam. Thanks for the tier 3 for the 9th month. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Yeah, my plan is to, my plan is to do mostly standard next week. So
my friend is here to...
I think I just sacrifice these two for 2 mana and then play this with Spectacle. Oh, I guess I'm gonna draw a card here though. Yeah, it's a bad card. Deal. Still in. Ed Bingo, thanks for the 18 months. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Yikes. Land, Ritual Assault. Oh, magic sucks and then you die. Nicol Bolas. Nicol Bolas. Hey, look, another land. Yay, magic. Well, we tried.
I was bored anyway.
It's like they had their sweeper, we drew all lands. It's just how it goes. Bontu would be sweet. They milled a Bontu, and then we drew another land. Aye, 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 aye. Do 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 do. Keep. Because I was paid money to do so, Martin. The almighty dollary do. Thunk. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about Legion Warboss in the main deck of this deck. It's kind of okay here, but it's bad in some other spots. That's a 4/4. Again, Spell Pierce looking kind of worse than a removal spell would be. That when I block Gutterbones, I get him back to my hand. Actually, I'm not going to put him back in my hand, right? I'm going to go ahead and Firebrand this Paradise Druid since they missed a land. Yeah, I'm not certain that this is better than just having, what's his name at the top end of our curve? Oh, lordy. I just assumed that my 5th land let me cast this. Why is this not that other card? Why is this not that other card? If this was a Bontu, we'd be so much better off right now. If you are a Twitch Prime sub, you need to re-up that manual every month. If you are a paid sub, I believe it sets it to auto-renew by default. Manual. Hey, she makes black mana, chat. Oh, no. Oh, no. Hey, thanks for the resub, Emmanuel. I appreciate it.
Myself out then.
Maybe I should have sent all of these at them. Yeah, if this had been Bontu this game, it would have been castable, and I likely would have won this game by a pretty significant margin. Tutti frutti, on Judy. Tutti frutti. Oh, Judith. Oh, I tap both my black sources, so I can't even attack with these and get them back. That's awkward. So far, I've been kind of underwhelmed by the Splash Man Drew. Why? Why? Oh, Yikes. Yikes. We could cast Jace. Oh, they found a 2-drop. Ah! Alright, well, I mean, those blocks are pretty okay for us. Have I considered being luckier? I've not, but that's a good line. Got 99 problems and lands our sub. Hit me. Do 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 do. All right, we did it. Didn't need no stinking Nicol Bolas to win the game. Did it all on our own. I'm gonna board in this third Nicol Bolas, assert dominance. He was just so good. Where's our mass manipulation? That card was castable. Board out the blue lands, they were bad for you. That's the real advice right there. Holy gosh, chat. Right on time. 1-drop, welcome to the party. This is Nikki B's redemption story, chat. His arc starts here. His arc begins here. He shall be redeemed. You'll never draw a 5th line. You stop it. You get that negativity out of here right now. Oh, ye of little faith. Ye of little faith. Kick this madness into high gear. It's incredibly rude. Woohoo! How many cards this is gonna draw next turn, chat?
Infuriate, my schemes are never ending.
My schemes. Whoa. Whoa. They just exiled a Rekindling Phoenix. That's. Yep. Alright. That's incredibly rude. Alright, so I'm gonna do this, and then this just straight up draws a card. Because drawing doesn't depend on discarding. What are the benefits of subbing? Subbing allows you to chat in the sub-only chat. It also lets you submit standard decks to the deck queue for a $10 donation. I assume Domri is down-ticking and eating the priest here. Which means if they don't have another threat, my Rix Maadi can potentially finish Domri this turn. He can also join the subscriber-only Discord server. Oh, need more cards, man. Alright, that's a Dreadhorde Butcher. Got it. Dreadhorde Butcher's not a bad one. How do we feel about Dreadhorde? Play second Bolas, shoot this, kill this? Do we like that? Then it's like Dreadhorde, Rix Maadi, Judith versus Rekindling Phoenix in 3 lands. I could also Judith and kill Domri, that's true too. But then I lose the Dreadhorde Butcher. Like, is that worthwhile? No ads isn't as big of a thing on my channel because I don't hammer the ad button. It's only the pre-roll ad. I think I want to do this.
Spawn will be mine.
So, like, the problem is I'm gonna lose Bolas to the Phoenix eventually anyways. I'll get a couple more draws out of it. I guess it would take a couple cards away from them too, though, so maybe that's worth it. The new non-rotating format starts with Kaladesh, right? We don't know where the new non-rotating format starts. It's very likely going to at least include Kaladesh, but it might go back even further than that. Hey, Brain Frozen, thanks for the 13 months. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. And, like, I'm closing the game really quickly here, right? Like they're just, like, dead next turn. Yeah, the Gruul matchup always felt good for Black Red Aristocrats, and this deck's very similar to that. Worth noting that Nicol Bolas punched the clock and went to work there. He's very, very good. I would love if it started at Shadows of Innistrad. Get me some Spell Quellers up in here. Up in here. Up in here. Do 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 do. Squid Mom is a wonderful card. I agree. I miss Squid Mom. I also like Bant Tameo is a really wonderful Magic the Gathering card. Big fan of Bant Tameo. Ooh, Feather. I've not played this matchup. This was not a deck last time I was playing Black Red Aristocrats. Team Tempo Squid, right? Spell Pierce probably isn't very good here though. Yeah, it could be okay, BDP. It could be okay. We played Jeskai Tempo and Red-Green Lands. Jeskai Tempo 5-0'd for a second time in a row. Spoilers. Yeah, Feather's a lot of fun. I played that. I might just run that back at the tournament this weekend. It's kind of medium against Esper, but I like it in every other spot, so... Yeah, the lands deck was unplayable. It was real bad. That's the thing. Oh, I think we're dead. No, of course not, Genesis Protech. The reason why they're gonna back add so many sets is because they like money. Duh. It's the reason to back add that many sets. Another matchup where Spell Pierce was super mediocre, but Nicol Bolas seems good. Legion Warboss is okay here. Moment of Craving, like, has a really small window where it's good. I guess it kills a Danto Vanguard, but, like, I can just be aggressive against a Danto Vanguard, right? They've not confirmed where it's starting. They're supposed to be confirming with the M20 release. Moment of Craving is great against 1-3s. I think you're lying to me. Did the deck queue used to have Modern Legacy separate from Standard, or am I misremembering? Nope, they've always been the same. Always been in the same Google Doc. Don't forget to let your opponent know when you're casting Legion Warboss. Yep. Yeah. We need a Legion Warboss emote, and your account gets banned when you don't use it. Oh, that's such a good tweet. Are you still on Naya Feather over Boros? I think so, but after watching some of the Boros Feather decks play, I think I want some Gideons in the sideboard if I play Naya. The bows were kind of middling, so I might replace those with just Gideons. I do like Collision Colossus and I do like Collision Colossus and Girl Spellbreaker though. Hey, howdy True Dawn, good afternoon. What matchups is Gideon good in? He's absurd against the Esper deck. Very, very, very good against Esper. Dodges sweepers. Requires very specific removal. What are my thoughts on this deck? I am unconvinced that adding blue cards is worthwhile to it. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, True Dawn, what can cut through 3 mana Teferi. Oh shit, Judge, I forgot, this is awkward. What am I supposed to do? What are we supposed to do? I'm supposed to wait for the rope to burn down while you're making your decision, right? That was how that played out? We're actually dead here, I just wanted to make that joke. I agree, it was worth it. I was actually waiting for the land to concede so I could make the joke. Yeah, so, for those not in the know, Legion Warboss doesn't give you a chance always to put a stop on your opponent's main phase to kill it before it makes a token. So at the Mythic Championship, the thing that just had a $100,000 first place prize, competitors were expected to verbally announce that they were intending to put a Legion Warboss on the stack to give their opponent an opportunity to set a stop on the main phase before it got to make a token. So rather, and this is a bug that's existed. It was a bug that existed for the Mythic Invitational. It's a bug that's existed basically since the card was created on Magic Arena. And for whatever reason, we haven't fixed the bug yet.
For my excellent timing. No, I am not making this up as I go.
Anything that has at a beginning of combat trigger should put priority check at the end of the first main phase for the opponent. I agree. No, MTGO's priority system is completely different than Arena. Arena tries to skip a lot of normal priority stops in Magic to make the games go faster, which in general, Arena skipping priority steps like that is a good thing, in my opinion. It's just in situations like that, it bites them. So full control works, but the competitors also aren't allowed to play the game in full control mode, which again is a good thing in my opinion, because watching two people play Arena in full control mode takes forever. Playing Arena in full control mode is like, you might as well be playing Magic Online. It's so slow. Alright, let's try this. We did not play a single blue card there. Might as well play MTGO. Listen, I've been enjoying our modern sessions in the morning quite a bit. Jeskai tempo is everything awful in modern that I want to be good. If you enjoy casting the card Spell Queller, you definitely want to watch the Modern League from this morning. It is a treat. Used to play with all the stops on Moto because I loved the control. Took me a while to get used to Arena. Yep. Yeah, it's very, very different. It's different in a good way, though, in my opinion. Again, like, the issue here, the issue with the Warboss thing isn't the fact that Arena makes gameplay fast. The fact that Arena makes gameplay fast is huge. It's good. It's a very good thing. It's that it doesn't have a specific added for that. That's the issue. Hey, Ericticity, thank you for the brand new tier 1 sub. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. I appreciate it. The fact that he timed out while they were resolving the judge call was just like added bonus. Just makes the absurdity of the whole thing extra good. All right, let's hit running lands here, one of which is black, and cast these Nicol Bolosses, please. Sweet. Been lurking long enough that I figured I should finally chip something your way. Well, welcome to chat, and I appreciate the support. Folks like you are the ones that keep me here. Land? 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 Land, please. Oh, they milled 3 non-lands. They milled 3 non-lands. Oh, we're halfway there. Do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. We are decent against the Hunter Erasure. You're not wrong. Alright. So you're saying there's a chance. Take a chance on me. Do-do-do-do-do.
In exchange
At least this got to draw a card while killing that, so that's nice. He's gonna die to Othakaya here.
I have other plans.
I'm interested. If we can manage to win this game on the backs of these cards, this might be a worthwhile addition to the deck. Spell Pierce has been thoroughly underwhelming, but this is the exact style of game that this card could potentially grind us out of.
All bow before Nicol Bolas.
Good lord. They have Elderspell in against us? Seriously? We have 3 Planeswalkers.
Will be painful
Yes, I guess I drew all of them.
eons ago.
Maybe I'm supposed to hold that in the event of Bellhaunt. Maybe. But, like, if we can't manage to win this game, I'm probably not interested in having the Nicol Bolasses in my deck. Because, like, if this is, like, the ideal style of game for Nick, and it doesn't look like we're going to be able to do anything here. Yeah, it feels dead, man. And, like, even Spell Pierce versus Duress feels a little bit worse, I think, in a matchup like this. Because, like, ideally, I think I'd like to be... Duressing on, like, 1 so I can curve out. Now, I think I just would rather just be red-black Aristocrats. Like, that was the question I wanted to answer going into this, right? Like, does the blue splash feel like it adds value? And it doesn't feel like it does here. Although I will say, playing the red-black Aristocrats version of this, basically, like the hands where we're just playing red-black Aristocrats with painful mana, is reminding me how much I love this deck. Which is probably a bad thing. I probably need to, like, talk myself into not making a mistake on, try not to make a mistake on Saturday and play this. That's probably a fair assessment, Zach. Elderspell is a pretty low cost to bring in when you're ulting your own Planeswalkers faster with it. What's on Saturday? Saturday is the Red Bull Untapped tournament. Also, the Red Bull tournament starts at 3 a.m. local time for me because it's an event that's focused on EU players. So I don't know if I want to play something with this many sequencing decisions at 3 a.m. I'm going to leave this not attacking, because if they sweep the board, I want to draw a card. No, the Esper deck's one of the reasons why I stopped playing the bow deck. Yeah, Cry can be a tough nut to crack. Cry's not too bad. You definitely have some draws that can beat Cry. Like Phoenix and Duress go a long way. You want to make sure you board out Judith against decks that have a lot of Cries. Just drink a Red Bull. Yeah, exactly. Now, unfortunately, Gutterbones here can only be activated on my turn. So I can't pick this back up here even though I have mana, which sucks. Black Source. Black Source. Okay. Alright. Oh-ho. We're halfway there. Oh-ho. Living on a prayer. Take my hand. Make it, I swear. Do-do. Now, one thing to think about here is, like, how would this Nicol Bolas be in comparison to, like, a God-Eternal Bontu? Scale of 1 to dead. Where's my Nicol Bolas at here?
So many with thoughtfulness before action.
There was a line where you could have attacked with Monkey, activated Priest, then Spectacled Rix Maadi to draw 3. I'd have to go back and check. You might be right. I don't know that I wanted to sacrifice my board super aggressively, though. So I'm going to go ahead and hit them here because it lets me rebuy Gutterbones and play it. Think I'd rather do this than get this down. They exiled the Kaya's Wrath earlier to Bolas, so they could have another sweeper here. Well, it's not lethal because they have Oath of Kaya in play.
Another time, Planeswalker.
could use some training.
Alright, dead on board. These have to be bricks. This has to be a brick. The card after it has to be a brick. Probably dead. And this has been a good reminder of why I stopped playing this deck. Because it's just like everything. Esper is just the brew killer, right? Like all of these other decks just like don't have a chance against it. There's a reason why. And by don't have a chance, I mean you're like 30 to 40% against them. You can obviously win games and even matches on occasion, but for the most part, in general, you're just gonna get beat down. They're just such a mixture of efficient cards, and anything that could potentially be good to attack them is just god-awful rancid dog poop against 3 mana Teferi. As far as this was concerned, Nicol Bolas had his moments in there. The spell pierces overall were kind of lackluster today. Legion Warboss, I could kind of take or leave. One thing that this does is it's, I think Esper will stay on top after core 20. Yeah, pretty much. I don't see why it wouldn't. Unless there's something we're really missing out of the core set. Yeah, overall, the blue splash was kind of a miss for me. I think I would rather just play straight red-black. Although, I'm kind of currently at a point where rather than standard, I'd rather just play Underlord.